Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I had recorded a video before a few weeks ago about doing the rear brakes on this 1967 Mustang Shelby GT500 clone, and that video has to do with installing wheelwood rear disc brakes on this car. So I'm about to show you this video. This was recorded a few weeks ago. So thanks for watching. Here we go. Okay, let's open up this wheelwood box and see what we got. Box been sitting there. It's a little dusty. Okay, got some cool decals. I think this is the brake caliper. Oh, how nice that is. Look at that. So cool. Got the hardware. Nice. Beautiful red. Beautiful. One. Oh, these are the brake pads. Real nice. Put them right there. I think this is the other brake caliper. Yep, sure is. That is nice. Beautiful. Got this rubber band keeping everything. We'll keeping this little disclaimer together. Look at that. This is the adapter, like a spacer. Goes around the middle of the hub, keep everything centered. These are probably going to be the brackets for the brake calipers. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. This is a parking brake setup with the built-in caliper brackets. Pretty nice. Look at that. Just like the modern setup. Spacer. And the other side. Pretty nice. Okay. Put that right here. Well, not on this side. The other spacer. More stickers. And these are probably going to be the brake rotors. Okay. You want to come out that way. Let's see if it comes out this way. Wow, look at these brake rotors. Wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Very nice. There's one. Yeah, here's the other one. Look at that, very nice. So we got all the components here for this improvement installation for the rear brakes. Oh, okay. I see an arrow here. So I guess these are directionals. So that's the way to mount the, see an arrow right there. Cool. Got the brackets, calipers, everything's very nice. Okay, so now we just need to see what we got to do to get everything installed. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you and pretty much talk over this part of the video. I recently noticed that I lost the audio on this video, so I'm just gonna talk over it and let you know what I was doing. So right now the car is going up on the lift, as you can see, so I can get the rear wheels off so I can start working on the rear brakes. My shop, it's a work in progress. As you can see, I got stuff everywhere, scattered everywhere, but I did have my lift installed. I installed it myself, and I poured all that concrete that you see there. My shop is like 30 by 40, and this is where I'm working at. So let me show you what I'm doing right now. I had already pre-loosened the lug nuts on this wheel, so I'm just using my electric impact to remove the lug nuts. That's why they're coming off pretty easy. So there's some pretty cool set of wheels that the car has that came with it. It's a reproduction wheel of a Haley brand style wheel, I think from the 1960s, that came on some of the Cobras. Anyways, it's a certain kind of style. Now that I removed the tire, you can see that the axle, it's showing there without any brakes. All that was already off. So what I need to do there, I need to remove that axle. That is a aftermarket axle that we had replaced it with on this 9-inch rear end. It's made by Strange Axles. As you can see, well, not right now because you're looking at my back, but in the center of the axle you see a big letter S. I think is the brand for the Strange Axles. So I removed the retainer that's holding the axle in place, and I just banged it out with a hammer, and I'm getting a little makeshift container to catch some of that oil, the gear oil that is dripping or about to drip when I remove that axle. So while I'm removing the axle, I think these axles were 30, I think there were 33 splines because they were heavy duty axles that we had ordered for this particular application. So I'm just cleaning the inside where the axle bearing rides on, and also to keep the oil from dripping. And as you can see, I'm installing the retainer bolts that are going to be holding the brake assembly from Wheelwood. The brake assembly came with built-in parking brake assembly that is kind of like a modern day design, that has got the two little brake shoes that open kind of like on a modern vehicle, and they open up against the brake rotor. So that needs to be installed first, and I'm about to install the rear axle, and I don't know why it flashed right there, but so we're installing the rear axle back in, and try to position it the right way and try to line it up. You know, the rear axle on the 9-inch Fords, it just kind of slides in, and it's got it's got a little plate that goes behind it by the wheel bearing, and it's got 4 bolts and 4 nuts that hold it together. So I'm just making sure that it's seated all the way in. I'm using a 2x4 and kind of bang it lightly in place without damaging anything, kind of finessing it in place. and checking alignment of the bolts there in the back that hold it together, the backing plate, and that's what's going on right now. So I'm turning the axle now to line up the hole that's made into the axle, so you can access and install the nuts that hold everything together. And so you line it up, you start each bolt, and then you go to the next one, install the 4 bolts, or nuts should I say. So that's what's going on right now. I know it's kind of a, tedious process, I guess, of me talking over this video, but that's what I got so far. Apologize for it to be this kind of way, but I'm trying to just make a better video for you guys so that you can see what I'm doing. And you don't see a lot of details here because I'm kind of in the way, but you get the gist of it, especially if you already had worked on this type of setup. So it's just a matter of seeing what I'm doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about. This is not for the beginners, because this is not a beginner's video. If it was, I will be showing you in details and showing you all kinds of tools that you need and everything else, but I'm sure you guys that dealt with this kind of stuff, you know what I'm talking about. So pretty much I'm just trying to get everything lined up. I do know that sometimes it was kind of frustrating, and maybe that's one of the reasons why I wasn't even talking much in making this video, because I was having some kind of difficulty installing this kind of setup. Plus, it was the first time for me to be installing this kind of wheel wood setup. I was not familiar with it, so I was just going to try to learn and try to do the best that I can when I was actually doing it. I did took a look at the directions, but who needs directions, right? You can just figure out as you go along. I'm trying to get the right socket and an extension to go into that hole to access that nut, and make sure that I'm on it. Trying to line it up and try to get access to it so that I can tighten it down so it'll suck the whole assembly in. It's already sucked in, I think, when I was banging on the face of the axle with a 2x4. So I was making sure that the flange and everything is sucked all the way in. And I did that one. I just didn't tighten it all the way. I just left it that way, and go to the next one till I get them all started and all sucked down all the way in, and then I'm gonna come back and give it the final torque. So I know this is kind of a little bit boring. I don't know if I should probably fast forward some of this stuff or time lapse it together, but I'm gonna try to be talking to it and not be repetitive or not seeing monotonous about this thing. So bear with me as we do this video and show you what I was doing with this 1967 Mustang Shelby clone. And I was just taking my time on it, as you can see. I'm not trying to go as fast as I can or anything, so I just want to try to make sure that it's done properly and don't have to redo it or come back and have to take everything apart because I forgot to do something. And I don't know if you noticed, but I think on all, I think the camera, the way that I had it set up, I think it was showing everything in reverse. So what I'm doing on it, it looks like I'm taking off the nuts, but in reality, you know, I'm getting everything tight. I must have had the setting wrong on the camera, and it was showing everything reverse for some reason. So I apologize for that. I think I was just I had this camera to where facing me to where I can see what I was doing. I think that was my error. So definitely tightening down on the retaining nuts. It just looks like I'm loosening. So I'm doing the final torque, and who needs a torque wrench, right? You just get as tight as you can with a regular ratchet. They don't go that tight. So I would say sometimes they don't go Neanderthal tight. They just go as tight as you can get them. Here I got the rotor that has to go over the parking brake shoes and the backing plate assembly. And I'm trying to line up the studs and push it all the way down. And as I had said previously on the video, these rotors are directional because they had an arrow pointing on the rotation to, you know, the way that they should rotate. So they're directional. So I make sure that the rotors were pointing the right direction, and the caliper slides right over it. At this point, I think everything's going real well, and everything's going according to plan. And they just bolt up from the back with the retainers or the hardware, the bolt-on hardware that was supplied by Woolwood. I was really happy with the system that I had purchased for this type of application. It came with all the nuts and bolts and all the washers, everything. The only thing it did not come with was the parking brake cable, which is something I'll probably have to purchase separately. But I think it only had, two bolts that hold the caliper together, and I think I'm trying to line it well. Don't know what happened there. And this is what I was talking about, that I had to go back and sometimes take off. I ended up taking it off for some reason. I don't know if I had the wrong one on or what happened there, but I'm putting everything together. Something's going on in the middle there. I'm not sure what's going on. Apparently it was not lined up correctly, and it wasn't bottoming out all the way down. I think I'm putting on a lug nut to make sure that the rotor stays together and it doesn't move. That it doesn't move on the axle and it's together straight. I think that's what I was doing there. I'm trying to make sure that the brake pads are in their proper place, and make sure they didn't come out of or snapped out of the caliper, and make sure they're in the proper slots and so on. And just gonna push it over the brake rotor. and get the bolts that go to the back of the caliper. I'm probably looking for the right socket there. And try to get everything ready to tighten down on these 2 bolts. And here we are. And I think now everything's going together right. I think we got the top one down and working on the bottom one. Trying to get those bolts all the way down and get them tight. And then giving the final torque, click, click, right? Make sure that it clicks with that brain torque wrench. And there we go.